When you look at these pictures, what do you see? Maybe you see a perfectly edited woman. And that is true. This is a version of me for selling a product, maybe a version of who I am supposed to be. And here is another version of me, also edited. This, my academic CV, displays grants, prizes, awards, but you don't see the struggle. All of this is curated, and I am a curator, not only for objects of art, but a curator of my own life. And what you don't see is perhaps the most important part of my life. I wanted so badly to study arts that I moved to New York. I lived in a nunnery, and I became a studio model. I stand for hours while secretly hoping to be on the opposite side of the easel. I wanted to hold the brush. And modeling was actually the passport that allowed me to one day become a copyist at the Louvre Museum. I'm going to explain you why this is so important for me. Well, first of all, nowadays I teach aesthetics, art history at the university. And one of my lectures is about Michelangelo. He doesn't only give us this perfect, polished sculpture of David, this ideal man. He also gave us the struggles, the slaves, the shapes coming from the marble. He didn't give us the perfect Pieta. He gave us another version of the Pieta in the end of his life, the Rondanini Pieta. And you see the struggle reduced to silhouette, unpolished. And even in the polished Pieta, you see in the center, we have a confession in the verb, the imperfect tense. Facebat means was doing, not I did. It's embedded in humility. And that's what I want to tell you. The parts that you don't see is the parts that I hide. I actually live with Asperger's. And art was so important for me because it was the way I could stand here in front of you. I actually look at you trying to see the colors of your iris. I try to see the shades, the colors, the tiny transitions between a silhouette and a shape. And that's how I look at you. That's what I do. I transform all of you in my mind into a still life or a landscape. Because the world is often too bright, too noisy for me. And while I am lecturing, my academic colleagues at the university, they often tell me to hide my commercial photos to be taken seriously as a professor. But what they do not know is that this version of me was the passport for me to be here standing in front of you, for me to lecture, for me to be in front of my doctoral students. And they also tell me to hide that I participated in beauty pageants. But the moment I participated in beauty pageants, I had just completed my PhD in arts and culture. And at that moment, Brazil, the country I live now, because I'm half Brazilian and half Chinese, was passing through a painful wave of anti-Chinese racism because of the pandemics. And here's the irony. If I had written a paper about xenophobia, maybe 12 experts would read it. But when a single photo of me on my sash promoting Chinese-Brazilian friendship was showed in an Instagram account, we had thousands of views in hours. So modeling and beauty pageants gave me an opportunity for advocacy that scholarship was not giving to me. Beauty pageants are just one platform for advocacy. TED Talks is just another platform. And all these different platforms, these different versions of my curated selves, also allowed me to go through my postdoctoral research in the Dictionary of Untranslatables. What is a dictionary of untranslatables? Well, untranslatables are words that never finish being translated. These are words like Ubuntu, I am because we are. So humanity is like a shared fabric. I'll give you a glimpse from my mother tongue, Portuguese, saudade. This means the feeling of missing someone, but it's a tender feeling that hurts and also soothes your heart at the same time. These untranslatable words teach us to deal with our differences, and perhaps that's what we need the most nowadays, to deal with our differences and to show our cracks. This is another word that we use in our dictionary of untranslatables, wabi-sabi, and a word that I often use in my classes of aesthetics, art philosophy. Wabi-sabi is an aesthetics that teaches us to look at our cracks, our fractures, our scars. And here I am naked, showing my neurodivergency, my failures, because for every award that you see in that CV, there are thousands of failures, thousands of rejections. For every academic publication, there are dozens that did not pass the third page. And here are my tracks. So maybe we can learn from this art of kintsugi. We can show our cracks because perhaps they're the most important parts of our lives, the parts that are hidden. And today, I would like to invite you to gather with me to display your hidden selves, because the world is waiting for this messy, beautiful self that only you can have in this world. Thank you.